theory. That's impossible.
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were used.
Okay. Trash can.
It's true there were drinks in the beach, however, try thinking about one bottle drink is simply not enough. It wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
Ich muss mir erstmal anhören, was sie sagt. Crying might come me, nearing the moment when our fates will be decided.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator, however, try think one bottle drink. It wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down!
Oh Gott, was jetzt? Ah.
We can't assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
Aber
Allow me to cut through those words. Oh, there were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
Is it?
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Ah, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Well, now that you mention it, when I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
You should have said so sooner. Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of the shower.
Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Did even I understand it? Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, that person would be...
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
Oh shit.
See? Just as I thought.
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
Who should I... Na, wen soll ich wählen? The killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that spattered onto them. That killer, Mahiru's killer, must be that person, der Fehlpunkt.
You're the only one! Peko, is it you?
Hey, what are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer.
Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the killer?
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
Hajime Kazuichi, why are you two here? Hey, aren't you breathing pretty heavily, man? I just did a little swimming.
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body, but there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent! Say something!
Hold on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right? So maybe she really was swimming!
No one even saw her swimming.
No. I saw her.
Huh?
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way home. So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Hold on, that's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. I went straight back to the hotel after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's a killer! We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house!
Now that you mention it, you're right.
The roadside door was blocked! And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Peko is.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
We might have an answer.
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable.
Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery.
I see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house.
First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
The killer's escape route. I might know what it was. In fact, the only possible thing I can think of is that opening. The small window in the shower room.
I see! If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is... well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it!
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone? She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind.
Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside!
Of course not! That would violate the school trip rule!
Littering's not allowed. Let us coexist with this island's bountiful nature and mutual prosperity.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window!
No, they just have to use an object.
Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object!
You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object.
I see! You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body. Huh? Pekka was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours!
Jesus Christ.
No! Please don't be violent!
Even if the killer used an object to escape out the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hid it somewhere. If that's the case, focus and think. The object the killer used to escape out the window. Can we just Hangman's Gambit? Okay. Wie ging denn das nochmal? Aua. Aua. Versuch gerade noch rauszufinden, wie es ging. Oh. Ah, okay. Ich glaube, ich weiß schon. Bam. Buh. Und vielleicht nochmal ein O, bitte. Hallo. Ah, endlich. Bamboo. Ich kann ich gleich gebrauchen. Jetzt kommt kein Weber. Ja, natürlich. Da. Oh, ups, falsche Taste. Ah.
I got it!
Peko, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right? If I recall correctly, you had it then too.
Da war's.
Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
Yeah. Peko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja!
Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily.
Das hat sie tatsächlich gesagt.
Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool.
Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, you have anything to say?
Now then, the tamers come again, once again for the panic talk action. Oh nein, bitte nicht. Let's talk a little bit about fever time and nega time. From this point on, we'll be able to use fever time by pressing the letter. When fever time is activated, the tempo will be pushed to its max, but that's not all. You won't miss during fever time either. By pressing the left mouse button when applicable, you can destroy your opponent's verbal assault, but only using your focus gauge only until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, you're not the only one who can get the upper hand. There's something called nega time that your opponent can use too. If your opponent activates nega time to fit an end, your tempo markup will disappear, making it quite a bit difficult to press the buttons in rhythm. So in that case, please time the rhythm not with your eyes, but with your ears and your passionate heart. If you can't clear it, you can always change the difficulty setting. I'm not going to tell them that they'll have to redo the class title for that chapter if they do that. Danke. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, man.
Hold on a sec, you bastard! You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword? It would have been left in the shower room and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass!
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
Shut up! Just shut the fuck up and answer me! If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me!
Good lord.
If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Fuyuhiko, why? Why are you... Nein. Kann ich bitte erst nochmal die Erklärung kriegen? Okay, lock on and attack. Left mouse button. Final strike. Reload tab.
That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Shut up!
Ich
Shut
auch.
up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Bastard! Got proof, you bastard? You're pissing me off! You're pissing me off!
Ich weiß gar nicht, was ich gerade mache, aber irgendwie klappt's ja.
Shut up! Shut! Got proof, you bastard! That's obviously impossible!
Ah,
Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard! Bastard!
okay.
If she used the bamboo sword as a step
Bamboo
stool,
sword bag.
it would have been left. This is the end.
If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword bag. When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword bag to it. And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her, she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
Holy shit.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag, too. She used them both to escape.
That's crazy.
Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that. Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman. Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan.
No! You just back off!
Is it true? You...
Hold on! You're just making assumptions. You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof on it, you bastard!
It's fine.
Oh.
Huh?
I said it's fine. Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility.
She admitted just now, right? She admitted she's Mahiru's killer, right? But is this right? Even though Fuyuhiko was the one arguing with us, Peko just admitted it so freely.
Among flowers, the cherry blossom. Among men, the samurai. I commend your decisiveness, at least. Very well. If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our votes.
Agreed. Hurry up and vote.
Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first.
Can it wait until after the voting?
This is important, and it relates to the voting. It's about Peko's motive.
My motive?
In the end, you had no connection to the events depicted in Twilight Syndrome murder case, right? Then, why did you kill Mahiru?
So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question, I must say it was for the sake of justice.
Huh? Justice?
In order to protect the justice of this world.
Uh-oh. Huh?
I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges. There is only one reason I kill. For the sake of protecting justice.
What are you saying?
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud of. Justice is the eternal sun and the enduring moon, the protective father and the smiling mother.
Hello! Earth to Peko!
Echt mal.
If justice ever disappeared from this world, the world would immediately freeze and people's smiles would vanish. I will not allow that.
It's fine. Just stop it.
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads.
I'm telling you to stop it.
So I must fight. I must continue to fight to protect justice.
Could she be?
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil. Justice complete!
What the?
The
What?
center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky.
Wir brauchen Justice Counter.
That would be me.
Smiling
Sparkling
too.
justice! Now then, let's
What the
execute justice!
Why?
What? What the fuck?
Thanks.
Peko, what are you doing?
I am sparkling justice. In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver justice.
What's going on?
Alles normal.
What's this? Peko finally snapped! Everyone, please be careful. Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice. Clad in her various hero masks, she is a serial killer who exclusively targets other criminals. She is supposed to be... But... Huh?
An ally of justice?
So that's why you're wearing a mask.
This mask is the dividing line. Just like various idols, the sun is revered because it lies just beyond your grasp.
Stell dir mal vor, der würde sich die jetzt auch noch aufsetzen.
Justice
Mitmachen.
should also be the same.
I don't get it, but this is becoming really crazy.
What? What the heck is this? Peko's the killer? Why is it turning out like this?
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events. Hey! Now's not the time for you to be sleeping. Take a look. It's a killer. This again? Huh?
This again. Das könnte er nur meinen.
So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru?
This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow. Evil must be eliminated immediately.
Dieses Smiley noch dazu.
No matter what, I must not overlook evil.
Evil? Are you saying Mahiru is...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game. Am I right?
And because of that, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
Alle haben einfach einen an der Waffe. Er ist eine gute Zusammenfassung von allen Charakteren in allen Danganronpa-Teilen.
To protect justice, of course. In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword and executed justice.
Holy crap! She's such a stereotypical psychopath! She's so gross!
Peko, is this your true identity?
My true identity? I have already forgotten who I am. It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important. I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice.
Die haben noch nie mit Tokorea. Die fehlt jetzt gerade eigentlich noch.
Oh, I can't stand this anymore. Let's just end this farce already.
Yoko war gerade voll am Rumflashen. So, voll der Grafikfehler. End it? He's right. We need to end this already. The killer, in the end, there's no mistake that it was Peko all along.
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this.
Okay. Oh Gott. Wie ging das denn jetzt nochmal? Yoko wakes up. Oh, it's covered in blood. Okay, mal gucken. Die Maske. Mit der Killer, ja, Maske. Okay. Yoko wacht. Okay, das gibt's schon. Das ist dann also nicht nötig. To retrieve the bamboo sword, I must do this. Tie the bamboo sword to the sword bag. First one I found the body was... nicht das? Okay, die anderen zwei waren fake. Was haben wir jetzt? Killer got the lemon flavored gummy. Das kam hinterher, ne? After Hugo ran away. Footprints in the sand. Hugo left a big piece of evidence. Hugo's still sleeping. Vielleicht. Nee, das ist schon da. Was vielleicht? Bin mir sicher. I wanted to learn Mahiro and Hyoko. Ah. On the morning of the incident, Mahiro met. Okay. Was haben wir noch? The killer forged 2 letters. Yeah, in order to liberate Mahiro and Hyoko. The killer takes the bamboo sword out of the sword bag. Okay, das haben wir hier schon. Mahiro. Mikan. Yoko und Mahiro, vielleicht die beiden, wo die auftauchen. First one to arrive, müsste sie sein. Dann, wo ist denn jetzt? Next one to arrive, Mahiro. Last stock. Plastic water bottle. Das wäre ja, hier, ne? Probably water of the blood. Das vielleicht? Ja. Yoko. Das Bild gab's glaube ich schon, ja. Killer went inside the surfboard case, by where should I hide?
Here's everything that
okay, das war's
happened in
schon.
this case.
Cool.
The incident began this morning when Mahiro spoke to Hyoko. Mahiro most likely played Twilight Syndrome Murder Case, the video game provided to us as the motive. She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character. Hyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange.
The killer.
The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan.
Was für schöne Zähne. Ja, guck mal.
By preparing a specific item, they planned to manipulate the two's actions. That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hyoko. The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. And the letter Hyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately. Hyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said, and was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait. After putting Hyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet so they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for murder. Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon, the metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime. The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head, and with that, she took her last breath.
Wie das jetzt klappt.
According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her.
Or that she was killed in the first place. Just suddenly
With
lights
that,
out.
The killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left. I'm not really sure why. My guess is it's something similar to a calling card. That's how the crime scene we discovered was created. However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body.
Water
They
bottles.
used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator. We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead. However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can.
Basil's littering.
Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else. After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hyoko was in. The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hyoko wore off, and she woke up. I can imagine how badly Hyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect, Hyoko fled from the beach house. Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hyoko.
You've got shit our suspicion gelesen.
Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hyoko.
Denk schon wie Nekomaru.
Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route, the small window in the shower room. However, that window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used the bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window while holding the sword bag in their hand. As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekoyama?
I see. And what of it?
She's like totally cool with it.
I haven't done anything to be ashamed of.
What are you saying? You killed Mahiru!
Wrong! I punished evil in the name of justice. That's no reason to condemn me.
Whatever. Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch.
There's no way you can kill me.
Kazuichi kriegt sich gar nicht mehr ein.
Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
What are you saying?
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important. Understand?
I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on in order to keep justice. To keep me alive, you all must give up your lives.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no, dog.
Are you serious?
It's not serious. It's justice. If I fall here, who will combat the evils of this world?
Well,
Now,
not you, apparently.
follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice.
No.
Hurry and carry on justice.
Give me a break! Who's gonna die for you?
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed. For the sake of grand justice, a few sacrifices are unavoidable.
Unavoidable my ass.
Don't worry. The justice that you give your life to protect will never go to waste.
I can't stand her anymore. Let's vote already and execute her.
However, before we do that,
Monokuma, the vote! Hurry up and let us vote already!
I'm awake!
I'm awake.
He finally woke up.
I've heard your story! Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares? Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote! Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Such heart-pounding excitement!
Oh nein, jetzt muss ich ja selber wieder vorlesen.
pardon me, can we please have a little more time?
What the fuck?
Pardon me, can we have a little bit more time? Please let us continue our discussion.
Huh?
Continue our discussion? But isn't the voting over?
Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange.
Huh?
Strange? What do you mean? There's no doubt that Peko is the killer.
That is true. However,
As a serial killer enthusiast, you're wondering if Peko is really sparkling justice, am I right?
Hey, Miss Sonia isn't a serial killer enthusiast. She just has a little more passion about them than most.
That's what you call an enthusiast.
That makes her an enthusiast.
Thanks.
Honestly, it felt strange to me too. I mean, there's a distinct difference between what we know about sparkling justice and Peko, right?
Distinct difference?
You know, Sonia described sparkling justice like this.
justice complete. The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky. That would be me. Sparkling justice!
What the heck was that? That is Sparkling Justice catchphrase. The unknown serial killer has a catchphrase. I read it in a magazine in the library. There has only ever been one person, a journalist, who has interviewed Sparkling Justice. The article was written in the native language, so I tried translating it. I see, so that's what it was. I think I've got the difference between the serial killer and Peko.
I see!
Huh.
That's right. According to what Sonia said,
The article was written in their native language, so I tried to translate it.
if she had to translate it, that means it wasn't written in English, right?
Yes, the magazine I read was written in Spanish. So, Sparkling Justice's catchphrase was no doubt written in Spanish as well. Which means the journalist and Sparkling Justice are both...
From Spain?
What?
All this time, I completely misunderstood. When I first heard about those serial killers, Genocide Jack and Sparkling Justice, I just assumed both serial killers were from the same country. But that wasn't the case. So,
Pecco, you're not Sparkling Justice. There's no way that's possible.
Or, if you insist that you're Sparkling Justice, can you try saying that catchphrase in Spanish?
Will you be able to do that?
It appears that the time has come for this mask to come off. However, that's perfectly fine. It's no longer necessary. And even if you find out now, it's too late for you all to do anything about it.
what is going on?
My duty has already been finished. My duty as a tool has already been completed in full.
Uh-huh. Looks like she's back to normal?
That mask has fulfilled its purpose, just as I have.
What do you mean? Fulfilled its purpose too late? What are you getting at?
Now that you've already cast your votes, is what it means.
Das fand ich aber auch cool. Ich meine, es wäre irgendwie langweilig gewesen, jetzt nochmal dasselbe wie in Teil 1 zu haben. Oh, schon wieder ein Serial Killer Among Us. Aber nein, welcome to Danganronpa 2, where things don't go exactly the way you expect them to go. Huh?
Hey, be clearer! We're asking you what your purpose was!
I have no purpose. I am just a mere tool.
Tool? What do you mean?
She called herself a tool, which means someone else used her then?
Of course. The tool cannot do anything on its own.
I see. I finally understand. Well, I did have a sneaking suspicion all along.
What do you mean?
I mean, besides Pecco and Hiyoko, someone else was also at the beach house.
Otherwise, you wouldn't have the 3 people we talked about earlier that must have seen the corpse.
Someone else?
There is proof that establishes that fact. Try to remember it.
The proof that there was one more person at the scene of the crime, the body discovery announcement. Nagito ist echt clever. Ne? So verrückt er auch ist.
Talking about the body discovery announcement?
Yep, that's right. I mean, didn't Monokuma say so earlier?
So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not? Jeez, fine. You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
That announcement is made when at least 3 people discover a body. And in this particular case, the killer, Pecco, is not one of those 3. If that's the case, it would mean only Hiyoko and Kazuichi discovered the body, but...
I see. That leaves us one person short.
So that means there was one more person in the beach house!
Plus, the fact that Monokuma tried to hide that truth from us by being flexible with his own rules, that's such a vital clue that it could alter the outcome of the trial. Like an accomplice, for example.
No, that's not it.
Huh? Am I wrong?
Yes, from your basic way of thinking about it, you are wrong. Didn't I tell you? I'm just a tool. That means I'm just a simple tool to be used by that person.
Therefore, that person would have the strongest motive out of anybody else here, right?
Uh-oh. Haben wir etwa falsch gewählt? Uh-oh.
You're the only one! Is it Fuyuriko?
I see. Now I finally see the connection. The connection between the motive and the incident.
But even if it's the motive, it's just a game, right? There's no reason to believe it's even true. Would you call a game like that a strong motive?
No, the events that occurred in the game should have definitely occurred in real life. There's overwhelming proof of that, too. Is there? Vielleicht das Foto? Das zum Beispiel? Okay. Was denn dann? Das wohl auch nicht. Was doch? Ach, da war doch das Foto dabei.
If it didn't have anything to do with Mahiru's murder, but there's no doubt that game is based on actual events. That much is clear if you saw the ending prize. Photos awarded for beating the game are not actual in-game screenshots.
Genau, ich war mir nicht sicher, welches Foto ich auswählen sollte, aber das Ending Prize Item enthält ja alle.
They're all actual photos, with the surrounding scenery cropped out. You knew all along, Fuyuhiko, didn't you? You knew whether or not the first victim in the game was actually your little sister, right? Because whoever beat the game first received the winning prize.
Hey, what's that envelope? What's inside? Shut up! What makes you think you have any right to question me?
It was the envelope, right? The person who received the ending prize. It was you, wasn't it?
Da hat er es zuerst durchgespielt.
If you were shown a photograph of your sister's dead body, you'd have no choice but to believe it.
Yeah, that's not gonna be a cool experience to make.
Even so, you wanted to deny the truth. That's why you sent those photos to Mahiru to confirm it.
Stimmt, wir haben sie ja bei ihr gefunden mit so einer Notiz dabei.
Hey! Why are we talking about Fuyuhiko? Who cares? Cause Peko is the killer, right? But you already voted!
That's why I told you. You're all too late. As I said before, I exist as nothing more than a tool.
Redet so leise, ey.
I had no motive for killing Mahiru. No reason to kill. Not even the will to kill. I was simply used as a tool. As long as I am a tool, I cannot defy my orders.
Hey! What's going on? Can anyone give me a simpler explanation?
It means I'm not the killer.
Oh shit.
The true killer, who used me as their weapon to kill Mahiru Koizumi, was Fuyuhiko Kuzuryu.
What?
What the hell?
I see. That's what you were aiming for all along.
No, I have no aim. But my young master does. My young master planned this from the start.
Young master?
That is the truth of this case. I'm sure you realize it by now, but it's too late. You cannot undo the vote.
That's a problem. If Peko's allegation holds up, that means our vote was incorrect.
In that case, the person who gets to live is...
Just... me?
That's nuts! No matter how you look at it, that's completely insane!
How would Peko be a tool in the first place?
Wäre das jetzt nicht gemein, euch alle total zu cliffhangen hier? Mach ich immer nicht.
Peko is a legitimate human being!
That's not for you to decide. It's for Monokuma. The votes have been cast. All we can do now is wait and see what Monokuma decides.
What the hell?
Tja, dann sind wir aber jetzt wohl tot. Oh nein, jetzt muss ich wieder vorlesen. Oh.
I'm in a bind. And what a bind it is. I guess for now, let's take a quick recess. We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Das will doch noch nicht vorlesen.